Welcome back. It is 6:44 on this wonderful Wednesday evening. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's talk weather. First things first, I want to talk about our weather warnings that are active right now. In Mesa County, we do have a winter storm warning active at least until 5 p.m. tomorrow. But mind you, that's not just for Mesa County. That's for a lot of those surrounding counties down that I-70 corridor, and especially pushing down towards those southern regions, because that's where the bulk of this moisture from this storm system is rolling on into. And we're also going to notice on America's Mattress Live Tower Cam, we've got that cloud coverage hanging around, a little bit of some moist clouds as they head to those higher elevation regions as well. And our weather headlines are showing that not only do we have overcast skies, not only do we have rain expected locally, we're also expecting elevated wind speeds and even some snow as we look towards the end of the work week here in the valley. Slight chance, and definitely a chance as we look towards those higher elevation regions tonight, tomorrow, and even into Friday. In terms of those elevated wind speeds, it is feeling 7 miles an hour right now in Grand Junction, 13 miles an hour as we look towards Moab, 8 miles an hour as we look towards Montrose, and further east also in those single and double digits. However, those top wind gusts are in those 30s, those 40 mile an hours, even getting closer to that 50 mile an hour range as we look towards Rifle. So with this fresh snow accumulation expected through a lot of those elevations that are 8,000, 9,000 feet and above, keep in mind there could be some blowing snow, a little bit of some low visibility. And speaking of low visibility, we'll notice in Montrose right now, especially in those outskirts of town, those higher elevations, that some low-lying clouds are also causing some low visibility due to those elevated humidity levels. So keep in mind as we wake up tomorrow morning, we might even see some fog on those roads in the early morning hours of Thursday. And speaking of the early morning hours of Thursday, we're watching this band of storms move across the Great Basin, and as it enters the Four Corners region, actually tomorrow afternoon, over the San Juans, Pagosa Springs, Durango, Telluride, where again that bulk of this moisture is landing, it's going to start to form that band of storms I mentioned, giving about another 10 to 12 inches of accumulations over those higher elevation regions before it shifts a little bit more towards that Front Range area. And a closer look on this, we're going to notice those late night hours of tonight, again, Ridgeway, Telluride, Durango, Pagosa Springs, looking at the bulk of that moisture. Then we're fast forwarding at waking up tomorrow. Those central mountains are also getting a little bit of that moisture. But by the time 10 a.m. on Thursday rolls around, we're going to notice slight chance for some moisture locally before it kind of disperses a tad. But then Thursday evening, that band of heavy snow, again, is headed on into those areas. And as we kind of wrap up the work week, there's still some lingering showers, still some lingering moisture, but overall has kind of started to push on out of the region by Friday afternoon. But I want to talk about just how much snow might land in a lot of these regions. We're going to notice, this evening, minimal through a lot of these areas. By the time we actually look into Thursday evening, though, 7.4 in Telluride, 8.5 in Durango, about 3 inches in Pagosa Springs. And locally, we're looking at minimal accumulations. By the time we get into Friday, we are gaining just a little bit more through a lot of these areas, but still minimal except for Telluride and Steamboat Springs and even Meeker. Now, Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast does have those cooler temperatures heading our way at least through the weekend, because in the early work week, we're increasing in temperatures into those 40s. And Montrose has that same kind of trend, but a few degrees cooler. If you do have those travel plans to head to those mountainous regions or ski resorts, please drive safe in the next upcoming days.